Hey guys, and welcome to the June issue of the Think Table. You've probably heard a lot about Dreamers. They are the hundreds of thousands of young people brought to the United States as children by undocumented parents. The DACA program, or Deferred Action for Childhood Arrival, is an executive order signed by President Obama in 2012 to temporarily protect those eligible to apply for the program from deportation.
Imagine you've done everything right your entire life. Studied hard, worked hard, maybe even graduated at the top of your class, only to suddenly face the threat of deportation to a country that you know nothing about, with a language that you may not even speak. That's what gave rise to the DREAM Act.
Temporarily is the key word here because DACA recipients have to renew their status every 2 years, which includes passing a background check, meeting educational requirements, and trusting the system to disclose their personal and work address. In 2017, President Trump rescinded the DACA program, which left over 1 million immigrant families in danger.
The program known as DACA that was effectuated under the Obama administration is being rescinded.
A legal battle ensued, which went all the way up to the Supreme Court, which in November heard oral arguments in the Dreamer case. In June, any day now, the Supreme Court will make a decision on the future of Dreamers and their families.
When we look at this potential court decision, what could it mean for undocumented youth? First of all, if the Supreme Court decides to side with the Trump administration, it would mean the ending of a program, DACA, which has provided work permits and protection from deportation for hundreds of thousands of people. If the Supreme Court decides to rule on whether or not the program itself is constitutional, so if they decide that this program is unlawful, that's even worse because it means that a future president can't reinstate that program, or what we're actually pushing for, deferred action for a wider, broader community so that more undocumented people can get some kind of protection.
Juliana Macedo do Nascimento is one of these DACA recipients. Juliana is 26 years old right now and was brought to the U.S. as a child from Brazil by parents who were undocumented. Along with 700,000 others, she's lived in a state of limbo for a while now.
If the Supreme Court decides to let this administration end the program, my personal plan is to stay. I was here before DACA. I'm going to be here after it. You know, I lived for many years as an adult, completely undocumented back in California. It's not ideal. I'm not going to lie, but it's this is home. The United States is home. I've been here since I was 14 years old. I grew up here. I have my family here. I have my friends here. I have built a life here, and the immigrant community is my community. I don't know what I would do anywhere else in the world.
Tell me a bit about the uncertainty, having to constantly renew every 2 years, not being able to plan for your future. Really, how does that feel?
Because it's a 2-year program, you have to renew it every 2 years. It really creates a big element of uncertainty in my life, for sure. Every time, you talk to your school friends, I just finished grad school, or you go for a job interview and people ask, like, what's your 5-year plan, right? Like, I don't have one. I don't know where I'm going to be in 5 years, right?
We've seen so many issues with this, right? I mean, it was put in place by executive order by Obama, then it was taken down. I mean, these people have lived in uncertainty for a very long time. How do we make this go away?
Mm-hmm. So there are a few ways, right? So I'll start with, the ways that we've been fighting for many, many years, which is permanent solutions, right, for people. Last year was the first time in almost a decade that legislation, the Dream and Promise Act, passed in a chamber of Congress that was not tied to some kind of enforcement harm, like wall money or money for deportation agencies. We need to see that kind of energy from our members of Congress. We need to see public pressure continue, frankly, because Pathway to Citizenship for immigrant youth is widely supported by the American public. Over 80% of people are in support. Now the question is getting our decision makers to follow through on that support.
So Sana, tell me, what can we do? How can we help?
So for folks who want to chip in and support DACA recipients, to get in touch with United We Dream, folks can text the word Home is here, all in one word, to 877-877. And whether it's a Supreme Court decision moment or it's a moment to mobilize together as a nation, on behalf of DACA recipients and our community members, folks who text Home is Here to 877-877 will get alerts, localized alerts in case there are webinars or community events happening in your localities, or other ways to throw down to support DACA recipients and the larger undocumented community.
I love that. I'm going to do that myself.
Thank you.
The future of Dreamers is in danger. They risk arrest and deportation to their parents' home countries, places they've never been to. You can engage on this issue, and we'll be posting weekly resources in our newsletter and on our social media feed. See you guys next month for a different issue.